If you're looking to start an online business in 2025, you're watching the right video. In this video, you're going to see the masterclass that I hosted with my students, where I go over how I create my own digital products that include courses as well as software apps. And I even go over strategies where how you can partner up with someone else if you don't have the resources to create your own products. And then I go over how I create offers and how I market those offers using Facebook ads. And if you're wondering who the heck is this dude, hey, my name is Ijlal Ahmed. I have been an online marketer for over a decade now, and during this time I have sold multiple courses as well as software products that have done 6 figures, as well as now I run a franchise called Content Gorilla that has done well over 7 figures. Now in this presentation that you're about to watch, you're going to learn everything there is to even creating and then selling digital products online, and specifically using Facebook ads. So enjoy. All right. So how to start an online business, or your online business in 2025 on $100 budget with Facebook ads. That's the agenda for today. And on this session, you're going to see exactly how I have done this myself as well. Now, before I dive into it, I would like to tell you about my own credentials, because let's be real, there are a whole host of people that are, just faking it and blatantly lying about their results as well as what they have achieved. So I'll just, tell you a little about myself, making sure I don't bore you. And at the same time, I am going to keep on adding people in as they join. Now, hey, my name is Ijlal Ahmed. I have been marketing online since 2015. This was back when I was 16 years old. I am going to turn 26 this year, so it's almost coming up to 10 years of me marketing online. And it's been an incredible journey so far doing that. I have created and launched multiple digital products during this time, and these products have done 6 and 7 figures in sales, and these include Content Gorilla, WP Contentio, SEO Guard, Chart Gorilla, Authority Gorilla, Moneycraft, and a few other products as well. So just to tell you that this is not my first rodeo. I have been doing this for quite some time, and what I have to share with you today is something that has been working for me, a formula that I have been following for over a decade now, and it's worked well for me. John, I trust me, I really cannot afford a Lambo, just being honest. So but hey, life's not all about buying Lamborghinis or yachts. It's about living peacefully, right? Anyway, that got a little too deep. So in the last 15 months, I have been experimenting quite a bit with Facebook ads. And in this time, I have spent roughly 94,000 US dollars on ads. And that has allowed me to generate over 140,000 US dollars in the last 15 months just from the ads themselves. So this doesn't include any additional revenue that comes in from the back-end sales or the affiliate promotions that we run to the people that have purchased our product. So this is literally just the money in and the immediate money out that we generate, excluding any back-end sales or all sort of other revenue that comes from email marketing or things like that. Now on this session, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint that has allowed me, or that has helped me to get there. And it starts, and I have basically broken it down into a 5-step process, which will allow anyone to start an online business with $100 budget in 2025. Now, I did all of this back in 2024. I think it was July, maybe, when I was building out the build a loan offer. And those of you that have purchased that have already seen it through. And like I literally broke it down every single week while I was building that thing. So if you're ready, drop a one in the chart, and I already see John and Eric are excited. So let's dive right into it without wasting any time. Step number one, creating your winning offer. Step number two, creating your winning funnel. Step number three, validating your offer. Step number four, creating the deliverables, which basically means creating all of the things that you've promised your customers. Step number four, launching and scaling your Facebook ads campaigns. So let's start with step number one of this 5-step process, which is creating a winning offer. Now, before I dive into that, I would like to go in and sort of explain what an offer exactly is, right? Because it's much easier to understand something once you understand its definition. And a lot of people confuse an offer with a product, right? So for instance, this water bottle is a product. It's not an offer. If I was to purchase this by itself, it's just a product, right? And frankly speaking, on its own, it's worth maybe like $5. But say if I, go to purchase this water bottle and they sort of give me a deal on purchasing 3 of them, I get 2 free, and that entire deal costs $10. Now that is an offer. Or think about bundling this water bottle with other things, or perhaps bundling a water bottle and a protein shake, not shake, but a protein shaker to be specific, together, and now giving this together for say $10, right? So now that is an offer. On their own, both of these are a product, right? So that's what an offer is. An offer is a collection of products and services that you give to someone in exchange of their money. Now, the reason behind why we use the term offer and not a product is because number one, a product is much harder to sell, and number two, an offer basically increases the value of what the end customer is receiving, right? Now, this could be one product on its own as well, but it could have multiple features. So for instance, if this shaker had a component of, something that would allow me to hold, say, 2 scoops of protein at the bottom of it, which I know a lot of bottles do, it could make a good offer on its own, right? So it could be one product with multiple features. To give you a digital example, we do that with Content Gorilla. So on our offer, we've basically broken down every single feature and how it helps the end user. But collectively, it's still only one product, which is Content Gorilla. It could be a combination of multiple products, like I just showed you. If we use 2 of these bottles and make an offer out of them, that's multiple products. And then lastly, it could be a combination of both products and services, and that's more digitably applicable because mostly an offer, or mostly services are part of an offer. So that's something to think about. So coming back to a product, before we actually create a winning offer, the first thing that we need is the main product itself that we can sell, or that we can bundle together to create an offer, right? And there are really 3 main ways to basically equip yourself with one. Number one is that you create it yourself. Number two is that you partner with an expert and get them to create the product. And number three is you white label a product. Now, you can also add that you can, sort of become an affiliate of a product. But the thing about that is that I don't really like it, because you don't really have that much freedom in terms of customizing the offer yourself. You will pretty much always have a ready-made sales page and all of that kind of stuff, where the offer will already be present. And honestly, if you're not getting at least 50% commissions, it's going to be very hard to profit upon the ads, which is why I have not included affiliate offers in this. So let's break down the 3 ways of creating a product. Number 1, you create your own product. Now, the easiest way to do this is to identify a problem that you're facing yourself and then fix it and help others fix it. And basically charge them the money for it. So the key criteria, I'm sure pretty much everyone here knows what Y Combinator is. But in case you don't, Y Combinator is basically a company that invests in startups. And the key criteria that Y Combinator looks for when they are looking at companies that they can invest in is, number 1, the founder of the product has experienced this product or this problem that the product is solving themselves. And number 2, the founder has some expertise in the area. So let me give you an example, right? For instance, I create a fitness app. Now, on its own, if I don't have any experience, I'm not fit myself, and I'm selling a fitness app, number 1, I won't really know what all problems are faced by people that are really looking to get fit, right? And number 2, since I don't really have an expertise in the area, I cannot really talk to the consumer myself either, right? And that's because, well, if you haven't really went through the problem yourself, how do you explain it to someone else, right? So when you're creating your own product or coming up with an idea, researching about it, I want you to think of all the problems that you face in your day or the things that you're passionate about and have some expertise in, and then go from there, right? That should be your starting point when it comes to creating your own product. Number 2, the easier way of doing it is you partner with someone who is an established person or already an expert on the subject. Now, sorry, I just skipped one thing, but coming back to creating your own product, I'll give you the example of Content Gorilla. Now, the whole motivation behind me creating Content Gorilla was because I used to hate writing content every single day, and I really wanted my websites to get traffic. And to be able to create content automatedly so that my website would get traffic, that's literally why I created Content Gorilla, right? Because I saw an opportunity that people create content on YouTube. Like, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of videos published on YouTube every single minute. And I could, utilize that. I could just take that content, rewrite it, and use it to sort of generate my own traffic, right? And it worked. It's been like, originally we launched Content Gorilla as a WordPress plugin called WP Contentio, which was back in 2018. And since then, now it's coming up to almost 5 or 6 years. And, Content Gorilla has like 20,000 users. So that started only because I wanted to fix a problem that I was facing myself. So again, if you're creating your own product, that's something that you have to really pay attention to yourself. So coming back to the second way, partnering with an expert can be a really good way of going about things. So what you can do is you can find someone who's passionate and, can already or is already creating good content on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And then you just reach out to them with your own proposal, right? So you just tell them, hey, I'll handle all of the marketing. You have a good brand, you have a good product. If you don't, if they already have one, and if they don't, you work with them to create one. Now, I'll just quickly show you how I would go about reaching out to people like these, right? So the best place to look would be YouTube, because on YouTube, people are creating high quality as well as in-depth content, which would really tell you about the person's expertise. But let's say I want to partner with someone who's creating content about AI, and I want them to create a product that basically teaches people how to use AI properly, how to use Claude, perhaps. So you're gonna basically search for the keyword, and ideally you're looking for people that do not have a lot of subscribers. So as you can see, this person here has almost 75,000 subscribers. He'll probably not be interested in working with you, because let's be real, he's already a professional and you're not at that stage right now. So ideally you want to work with someone, or you want to reach out to someone who's at a level that's similar to yours, right? So for instance, now if you see here, this person has like 4,000 subscribers. So it may be a good idea to go into their video, look at it, and then also basically look at their channel, what kind of content they create. So as you see, most of their content is related to AI, and looking at their description, it doesn't seem like they have any sort of a course or anything. Yep. So they're basically promoting tools as an affiliate that they're creating the videos about. So, you can sort of reach out to this person, and to do that, you have to, like, you can search for their Facebook, Instagram. So this, what I would do is take their username and then search for that. Otherwise, in most cases, most people do also have their emails listed in the about section. For this user, he doesn't have any, but ideally you want to pick like 5-6 creators, and then you want to reach out to them and basically put in front of them a proposal that, hey, I am thinking of doing this. Is this something you'd be interested in? If yes, let me know. Let's jump on a call, work it out together. And so that way you can, actually partner up with someone who already has some expertise as well as some audience to utilize, right? And that's going to come in handy when you actually go around and validate your product or your offer. So that's the second way of getting a product yourself. And number 3, lastly, which is also now turning out to be one of my favorite ways, because it really helps you shave off like 90% of the time that goes into product creation, and that's white labeling a product. So find something that works, and again, that's in your area of expertise or passion, and then just white label it. And to give you a few examples of that, so we have Authority Gorilla ourselves, right? And that's a product that is basically just a white label. And we what was the name of the app? Let me see. I forgot the SEO. Web CEO, yes. So basically, Authority Gorilla itself is a white label of this product called Web CEO. And what this does is it's a sort of a SEO analysis kind of a tool, which basically gives you in-depth insights about your website's performance on SEO and all of that stuff. Now, that really connects very well with Content Gorilla. And so what we do is we, purchase their white label, and then we offer that to our existing Content Gorilla audience. And that way we are able to make money selling this particular tool. Now, I have done something similar with a business that I basically started with my wife, which is called the Rebel Nation Coach. And again, this is a mobile app that I have white labeled to create our own version of it. And I pay like $100 a month. And that gives me the ability to not only have an exclusively white labeled app on my on my own branding. Basically, it also gives me the ability to highly customize the offer that we're pitching, right? So again, how that's also why this is now one of my favorite things to do, because it's so much easier than finding someone else or creating my own product, right? And to give you more examples on this, so for instance, I am sure you know about Go High Level, and Go High Level does this really well, where they give you a white label account for I think $297 a month, where you can go in and basically do whatever you like with it, sell it to others at whatever price you'd want to charge. Now, another one of really great case studies on this is Wildmail, which is basically just Active Campaign. And what these guys are doing is they're just literally reselling Active Campaign for European users, right? And the reason why this offer is better than Active Campaign themselves is because they have literally made it exclusively for Europeans, and then they are providing their own support, and then they have an academy where they literally have like hundreds of tutorials that shows you how how to do a whole host of different marketing things inside of Active Campaign, which you obviously don't get when you just purchase via Active Campaign directly. And thanks to that, they have the ability to charge the prices that they would like to charge as well. So again, you don't really have to create your own product if you don't want to. You can simply just white label a product, right? And it may take you a bit more time to actually find and research something that is worth selling, because let's be real, most of the white label products these days are garbage. But once you find that, you can actually utilize it to create your own offer, right? You can customize the offer yourself. So those are the three ways that you go about creating your own product. And now that you have the product, it's time to basically create an offer instead of just selling the product itself, which will also allow you to charge much more money than what you originally can if you were just selling the product itself. So now that you have a product, it's time to convert it into an offer. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what problem am I solving and what other problems am I creating in the process? Now, I'm sure most of you are aware of the problem solution cycle, which is never ending. So every problem has a solution, and then every solution creates another problem. And you literally just go in this loop of solving problems and creating new ones at the same time. Now, when you're creating your offer, what I want you to do is that I want you to write down at least 20 problems that the person that's purchasing your product is going to face, right? So I'll give you an example. Now, for instance, I have created a product that teaches people how to start an online business with $100 budget, but they still need to go in and create the sales pages, write the sales copies, create the video sales letters, write email sequences, record videos, create ebooks and all of that, right? So now this gives me the opportunity to really amp up the value of my offer by literally handing them each and every single thing that they're going to need to solve all of these problems. So what I can do is I can give them sales page templates. I can give them a fill in the blank sales copy that they can literally fill in like 5 minutes. I can give them a fill in the blank sales or video sales letter copy that they can customize for their own usage. I can do the same for email sequences, and I can teach them how to record videos with AI so they don't have to jump in front of a camera themselves. And I can teach them how to use AI to create an ebook so they don't have to waste a lot of time creating all of the contents and materials that they're going to require in order to be successful with my product. And together, when you combine all of these, you get an unbeatable offer, right? So the next step that I would want you to do is I want you to filter through all of the problems, and I want you to find the ones that you can solve in the least amount of time, and ideally deliver them automatedly. You don't really want to put in anything that needs individual level customization, right? So for instance, if I'm giving someone a sales page template, I really wouldn't want to customize it for them as well, right? I will just hand them the template. They can maybe show them how to customize it, but besides that, they will have to do the customization themselves. So again, the delivery for all of this should be instant, because that's what actually allows you to build a incredible winning offer. Now, bringing all of this together, once you've identified all the problems that you're solving for them, you piece it all together to make a winning offer. So for instance, the main product that I am selling is a 12-week fat loss workout program, right? And with that, there comes a lot of challenges. So people have to cook their own meals, they have to go to the gym and work out, they have to change the way they grocery shop, they have to change the way they eat outside. So I can give them eating out guides, I can give them meal plans that they can follow easily, I can give them recipes that don't consume time in terms of making the meal itself. I can give them shopping or grocery lists that they can literally just take to the shopping, or take to the mart and just get the groceries pretty much instantly, right? So again, that's how you sort of create your main front end offer, right? You try and solve as many problems as you can, so that the value of your offer is so high in the eyes of the person that you're selling it to, that it just becomes an instant no-brainer, and they're more than happy to pay you the price that you're asking for it. So that's how you create a winning offer. Now, moving on to step number 2, which is creating your winning funnel. Before I move on, I'll just sip a bit of water. And in the meantime, if anyone has any questions about creating your winning offer, do drop them in the chat box. John says that I use Content Gorilla and Chat Gorilla all the time in my business, but I have not mastered it yet, but working on it. That's amazing to hear, John. I think Content Gorilla is fairly easy, as is Chat Gorilla. It's just a version of Chat GPT, right? But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're already using them. Alrighty, moving on to number 2, which is creating your winning funnel. Now, before I actually dive into how to create a funnel, I want to sort of go in and explain what and why do we need a sales funnel, right? And what exactly is it? So typically, every single business spends more money on getting a customer into the door for the first time. And if you're, just, I know I'm giving you a physical business or a brick and mortar business example, but just think of it the same way for a digital business as well. Typically, a business is spending way more in terms of customer acquisition than the money they make back when it comes to just when the purchaser purchases something for the first time. So this is a universal law, by the way, because now it's also getting much more expensive to get eyeballs to your business. There's a lot of competition, you could say. It's getting much tougher by the day to get your product out in front of the right people, which is exactly why we build a sales process that solves their next problem that they will face once they have solved what you are solving for them. And in the process, that helps us become much more profitable. So If you think of the famous McDonald's sales funnel example, every time McDonald's sells you a burger, they're typically losing money. But when they upsell you their fries and Coke, they actually get into profit, right? And then the main profit happens when you come in the second time, the third time, the fifth time, the 10th time, right? So that's how typically a business functions. But why do we really need a sales funnel, right? In short answer, so that the economics of your business work and you don't really run yourself into the ground. And long answer, I'll explain it with some examples. But let's assume that the main product that you're selling is $47. Typically, your customer acquisition cost on Facebook ads, and this is something that I'm telling you from experience, this could be more or less, but depending on how well you've positioned your offer, it's going to be close to this particular area. And that is, if your main product is $47, you're looking at spending at least $40, and it can go up to 60 or perhaps even $80 that you are going to spend to acquire one single customer. So if you are only making $47 per sale, a customer just purchases something for $47 and you have paid $80 in advertising to get them to purchase this $47 product, you are just running yourself or running your business into the ground. And this is exactly why we create self-liquidating offers. Now, this is also all the more reason why a sales funnel is crucial, right? Because it helps you increase your average order value or your earning per sale. Now, since we are only looking at the first time purchase value, we are not looking at the entire LTV, which is lifetime value of a customer. Ideally, we want to be in profit from day one, right? So using a sales funnel, it's going to help you increase your average order value as well as earning per sales significantly, which gives you the ability to acquire new customers at a profit, which is really a bizarre thing to do in business, because most businesses are actually spending money out of their own pocket every time they're acquiring a new customer, right? So instead of having just a $47 product, you can give them more opportunities. And I'll give you an example of this. So for instance, let's assume your $47 product has a bump offer that is $27. And then you have an upsell which is $97, and then you have another upsell which is $297. So all in all, the potential average order value now goes from 47 if you were just selling the front end product to $468, right? Again, this is potential. Obviously, not everyone will purchase the entire funnel, and the average may be a little lower, but you get the idea, right? This basically gives you the ability to spend much more money to acquire a new customer. And we all know that the business that can spend the most amount of money to acquire a customer wins, right? That's the goal at the end of the day anyway. So this is the exact reason why we use sales funnels. Now, sales funnel is a collection of bump offers, upsells, and downsells. Now, a bump offer is sort of like an add-on, right? Where you offer an exclusive opportunity for the customer to upgrade the main product that they're purchasing. And you do that before they have actually made the purchase, right? So think of the, bottles again. So for instance, by themselves, both of these sell for $5, right? Collectively, that's $10. But if when they decide to purchase this bottle, I throw in a bump offer where they can get this bottle for say $3 more, right? That's a collective total of $8, and they get to save $2. But at the same time, I make more than $5, right? So that's how bump offers are. Then you have upsells. Now upsells are typically the next product or the next problem that the customer wants to solve right after they have purchased the problem that's being solved with the front end product itself. So let me just quickly think of an example. Now, for instance, with Content Gorilla, what we do is we give them as an upsell one, we have the pro version of Content Gorilla, which basically comes with unlimited words and a whole lot of new features that they would otherwise not get. Similarly, if I were to give you an example on another example, now you could also call this one a cross sell, but basically after someone purchases Content Gorilla and they decide to purchase the pro version, now since there is no more of Content Gorilla for us to sell to them, we sort of pivot a little and offer them something that is not Content Gorilla but still fixes a similar problem or the next problem that they're going to face. So for instance, we have a tool called SEO Guard, which basically ensures that all of the users pages on their website get indexed onto Google. Now, again, this is not directly related to Content Gorilla because it doesn't really help user create any better content. But what it does is that it ensures that all of the content that a user is creating with Content Gorilla is getting on to Google and in turn bringing traffic, which was the problem that the user was originally looking to solve, right? And then finally, downsells are basically a cheaper or a lesser version of the upsell, which gives the users the ability to spend a little, the purchaser, the ability to spend a little less money and still get much more value for their bucks. So for instance, instead of selling them Content Gorilla Unlimited, if they say no to purchasing that, we offer them 500,000 words so that they can use Content Gorilla freely, right? With the main product, we give them 100,000 words, and the first upsell is the unlimited version of Content Gorilla. But if they say no to that, they're going to see our downsell, which is which just gives them 500,000 words, right? So that's what downsells are. Now, how do you create your bump, upsell, and downsell offers? Now, typically there are only 3 types of offer: done for you, done with you, and do it yourself. Now, a done for you offer is where you can charge the highest amount of money because you do all the work for them. A done with you is sort of the medium tier, where you can charge plenty, but not as much as done for you because there is still some involvement of work required by the person that's purchasing, right? And then lastly, the done do it yourself, DIY offer is where you just hand them the blueprint and they do all of the work themselves. So typically the more advanced a user is, the less amount of time they want to spend doing the work, right? So for someone that's in a higher earning bracket, say over the median income, they would rather prefer done with you or a done for you service instead. But with Facebook ads, since directly selling a done for you or a done with you offer is not that good of an idea. That's because typically a done for you offer, you would at least charge $497 or $997. I mean, I'm still being pretty generous, but that's the least you would charge, right? And even with a done with you, the lowest you will be going is $197 or $297, right? So I want you to think about that for a minute. Like, when was the last time you bought something that was $300 and was a digital product from a Facebook ad? Not really, anytime soon. And by the way, I'm talking about the first offer, right? So first offer is typically cheaper. Now, a good framework to have is that you should have at least two do-it-yourself offers, one done with you and one done for you offer as part of your funnel. Front end will always be do-it-yourself because it is much harder to sell the other two because of their price points, as well as just in general, it's much harder to convince someone to pay more. And then your bump offer can be a done with you or a do-it-yourself offer. Either upsell can be a done with you or a do-it-yourself. Downsell can be a do-it-yourself version of it. Upsell 2 can be a done with you or a done for you offer, right? So I'll give you the Content Gorilla funnel example, which has made us over $1 million collectively. So you can really just swipe this and apply it for your own stuff as well. Now, this $1 million funnel looks something like this. On the front end offer, we charge, right now the prices are actually $49, but typically you want to price it between $7 to $47. Then the bump offer, you ideally want to price it about 50% of what you're charging on the main offer. So again, this could be anywhere from $7 to $27. For Content Gorilla right now, the bump offer is at 29. Then your OTO one or upsell one, you can price it between 97 to 297 typically. I have seen that at least a 5x multiple on the front end price really converts well. So for Content Gorilla, we have two options where a user can subscribe to a monthly billing option or an yearly billing option where they get the unlimited license of Content Gorilla. The monthly option is $39 a month, and then the yearly option is $199 a month, an year, not a month. Then OTO2 could be a done with you offer. For Content Gorilla, it's Press Profits, which is a training course that shows people how to create a traffic generating website using Content Gorilla, and that's priced at $199. And then OTO 3 or upsell 3 could be, for instance, a cross sell, which is another similar product. In our case, it's SEO Guard, and that particular product helps people index pages or index their website onto Google. And we are charging 99 or 199 one time for that. And then in terms of downsells, typically don't use this if it's completely irrelevant, right? So you don't really want to devalue your own product. A good way to go about downselling is you offer 50% less of the upsell at a 50% less price. So that's the sweet spot that I have seen that works the best. If you're adding in downsells, use that. Otherwise, downsells are not super necessary. In fact, if anything, I'm thinking of taking it out of Content Gorilla myself. So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is the sales funnel that's responsible of generating over $1 million. I have used this across multiple products and it always works. So feel free to swipe it off and use it for yourself too. Now, coming over to what tech stack you can use to actually create all of this and piece all of this together. Basically the sales funnel, sales pages, and all of that good stuff. Now, the tool that I recommend is called system.io. And if I can just show you that in here. Now, the number one reason that I recommend this particular tool is because, well, firstly, it has a free plan, and its free plan is pretty good, right? It allows you to use all of their features with some limits to them, of course, but it's very effective. I used it myself when I was creating Build Alone, and I made my first $2,000 off of the Build Alone program itself while I was still on system.io's free plan, right? So that's pretty incredible. And even on the free plan, you can send 2,000 emails or you can have 2,000 contacts and send them unlimited emails, right? So that's pretty cool. I don't think anyone in the industry is doing that. Then you have sales funnels, you have blogs, you have courses, you have communities, you have a whole host of different things, as you can see right here, right? So it has email marketing, it has page builders, it also has membership areas, it has upsells and downsells, and it's very intuitive, very easy to use as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, utilize this. Someone is calling me, but I'm just gonna, but continuing. So yeah, the tool itself has everything. Now, of course, we don't really have the kind of time to go in and show you each and everything about that. So you can dive into the free plan and check it out yourself and use it. Moving on, move on to step number 3. So now you have your winning offer, you have your winning funnel. Yes, Sandeep, I have just turned off my camera because I think the delivery guy would be calling me again, and I may have to talk to him as well. So yeah, I'll open it in a bit. But anyway, moving on to step number 3, which is validating your offer. Now, the number one reason why this is important is so that you can ensure that the offer that you have created is a winning offer, and so you don't really waste any time creating contents or the delivery material for this particular offer if it's not something that anyone is going to buy. Like, I mean, I don't want you to put like weeks or months of time creating a product that no one purchases, right? So to prevent that, we call this dry testing, and that's exactly what we do. So now there are 3 basic ways that you can dry test. You can utilize your own audience, you can run ads and just gather data, or you can run ads and gather actual money from people as early subscribers, and I'm gonna explain that in a bit. Now, utilizing your own audience is, well, sort of self-explanatory, but what you do is you take your offer, create a sales page for it, a minimal viable product sales page, and then you pitch that to your own audience. Now, depending on where your audience is, you utilize that. So if it's on email, you use that. If it's on Instagram or Facebook, you utilize that. But the best results will probably come from email. But yeah, that's what you do. And then you basically, so I'll share how I was able to do this for Build Alone. So what I did was, I'm sure most of you here also saw my email sequence a while back, but it's been like 7-8 months, I think. So just to refresh your memory, what I did was I sort of pre-hyped or pre-sold the fact that I am building this particular course. And before I actually started building the course itself, I created the sales page, and then I shared that, hey, I'm building this and I'm offering an exclusive discount if you purchase this right now, because right now there is no content inside. I'll be shooting the videos and all of that later, and that allowed me to make about 1800 bucks without even having to do anything, and that also really gave me some money that I could spend on ads too. Then secondly, the second way that you can utilize this is, I just turn on my camera. I forgot I have a webcam. Yeah. So anyway, the second way you can utilize this is you can run ads and just gather data, right? If you are not comfortable collecting money for a product that you haven't actually started delivering on, what you can do is you can run the offer as an exclusive opportunity on Facebook ads. I'm going to show you how to run the ads, by the way, in a minute. But what you're going to do is you're going to drive traffic to your finalized MVP sales page. And instead of redirecting them to a checkout order form, you show them a page that says something went wrong. We're fixing it. We'll email you once it's resolved. This way you collect their email and you know that these are people that had the intent of purchasing your product. So that will allow you to validate your data and see whether if it's worth pursuing this particular offer that you're planning to sell. And I'm going to show you how you collect the data in a minute. Then moving on, wait. Okay, I think I missed a slide, but let me see. Maybe I have it. No, I don't. Okay, anyway, I'll just tell you that off the top of my head. And well, basically, the second thing that you can do is instead of sending them to a something went wrong page, you can actually collect the money. So for instance, say you have a $47 product. So what we're going to do is instead of showing them a something went wrong page, we're going to actually send them to an order page. And instead of collecting the actual amount of money that we want to sell the product on, so for instance, say you want to sell it for 49, you're going to say, hey, we are still building this thing. And during this time, we are giving you a 80% discount. So you can get in for just $9. That way you also get them to pay some money to you and, actually gather the intent instead of just guessing it. And at the same time, validate your offer. Now, during this time, the data that I want you to collect and I want you to analyze are two primary things. Number one, sales page conversion, and number two, cost per click. So sales page conversion is basically how many people went to the checkout form from the sales page, right? So for instance, if there are 100 people landing on your sales page, are at least 20% people of that going towards the checkout page or not? Because if it's any lesser than, there's a very high chance that this offer is not really going to work, and it has a pure disconnect with the audience, right? Now, as you see on the screenshot here, this is from when I ran the build a loan validation campaign. And during this time, I got 285 people on the main sales page, out of which 61 went to the order page. So that's roughly 31% people that went towards the checkout page. And out of these 61 people, 19 actually ended up purchasing it for the price of $47, right? So that basically helped me validate how this particular offer was going to perform. And if you know your cost per click when you're doing this from ads, you're going to know how much money you can spend to get someone to actually pay you. Now, typical conversion from sales page to actually getting them to buy the product is about 2 to 3%. So if when you're calculating that, you can assume that's safe to assume. But basically, knowing these numbers will allow you to make more informed decisions. So yeah, that's how you go about validating your offer. Now, moving on to step number 4, which is creating your deliverables. And honestly, it's not as hard and complicated as most people make it to be, because now that we have AI, it has made our life so much easier. How about you give me a 2 in the chat if you are already utilizing AI in your business in some shape or form? I can tell you that I am utilizing AI like crazy. I have a ChatGPT account and I literally use it for every single thing that I do in my business, from writing emails to writing Facebook posts to writing customer engagement things to writing really everything, and even brainstorming ideas and all of that stuff, right? So I see Sandeep is already using it. I'm not sure why The rest of you all are not, because now I'm going to show you how to cook something amazing with ChatGPT. And by the way, I'm going to use the audio version of it, not the texting version of it, because if you're still using the texting version, you're just boring. I'll sip of water first. Alrighty. So, well, let me see if I can show you guys this. But as you see here, I am on my sweet little ChatGPT app. Where did it go? There you have it, right? It's a blank canvas right now. So I'm gonna ask it something cool. Let's say I want to sort of brainstorm about my product, and it's what I can deliver for it. Let me first just make up a story. Hey, so I have created a 12-week fat loss program, and it's in PDF format. And I am basically willing to sell this for $7. Now, can you actually help me create this PDF? Like, the people that I'm targeting are beginners. So can you create a workout plan that is targeted exclusively to beginners? And I want you to please also consider that there will be some people that have access to a gym and some that just want to work out at their homes. So based on that, can you please create this 12-week fat loss workout program for me?
Sure, I can help you create that plan. For a 12-week fat loss program, we'll have a mix of cardio and strength training. Here's a basic outline. Weeks 1 to 4 for beginners home workouts. Day 1, bodyweight squats, push-ups, lunges, plank, cardio, jump rope jogging in place, rest. Repeat day 1. Day 5, cardio, full body stretching or yoga. Day 6, for gym access. Squats, bench press, lat pull downs, planks. Cardio, treadmill, cycling. Day 3, rest. Deadlifts, overhead press, rows, core work. Day 5, cardio. Light stretching, yoga. 7, rest. Weeks 5 to 8, increase intensity and volume. Add more sets and reps. Introduce new exercises for variety. Weeks 9 to 12, further increase intensity. Add interval training for cardio and more complex movements. Would you like more details on specific exercises or any adjustments?
No, I think this is good.
Great, I'm glad you like it. If you need any more help or details, just let me know.
Right, so in just a moment, it should pop up here. It's still syncing, I think. See, hopefully you can see it now. But basically, I asked it to create the 12-week fat loss program, and then it really just created this for me. And all I have to do is I just copy and paste this. Now, of course, if it's not that in detail, you can go back and forth, and really you don't even have to do prompting anymore. GPT-4 was so smart, you just converse with it like a human. No more prompt engineering required, and it's going to do the job for me. Like, I literally use it for every single thing that I do. So on the left you will see I asked it to write a cart abandonment sequence for me. I asked it to create Facebook posts for me. I asked it to even code for me. So really everything that you are doing right now, AI can help you do it much faster, much better. It can help you write ebooks. It can help you create scripts for videos. It can help you create emails. It can help you write code. It can even help you brainstorm ideas for your offers. Just use AI. ChatGPT is the best thing in the world right now, right? Let me just pull up chat. That is actually a very good idea, John. So with Content Gorilla, I can use Content Gorilla, as in, what I can do is maybe take like 4 or 5 videos and then convert them into text or PDF and then put it on a document and then reformat it myself or give it to ChatGPT or Chat Gorilla for this instance. Wait, you're asking about Chart Gorilla, not Content Gorilla. 1 second. Now, once you have the content that you wanted, would you use Chart Gorilla to make the sales assets? I actually do use Chart Gorilla pretty often as well. Let me see if I can show you. Sorry. Um, app.gochartgorilla.com. But yeah, so what Chart Gorilla does is, since it already has built-in prompts, it saves me a whole host of time. I think my internet is working a bit slow. Nothing new there, but but yeah, as you can see, I have quite a few chats on here and then in here as well. The thing about ChatGPT that I like more is the fact that I can converse using my voice. So even when I'm driving and all, which is not something that we can do with Chat Gorilla. And also not, because there is no API of its own voice generation that we can implement into Chat Gorilla as well. But yeah, that's sort of what my process looks like for creating, stuff or creating deliverables. Vegat says AI is way too simplistic. It returns the lowest common denominator, not real expert advice that sets you apart from the others. That is true. That is very true. But then again, instead of writing everything yourself from scratch and then having, say, even 50% work done for you, I would still choose AI, because then I can just, like, I'm not saying take what AI is giving you and use it as is. Obviously, add your own expertise, your own, content into it to, number one, personalize it, and number two, actually give it more and better insights. And then, of course, build onto what AI has already written for you instead of going and starting from scratch all yourself. But again, if you stay with this mindset where you keep on thinking that AI is not never gonna replace humans, you, my friend, are in for a big surprise, because now AI is not just limited to something like ChatGPT, right? Now you have AI agents, and these AI agents, they can do quite a lot more than what AI can do. So you can, for instance, I saw a video. Now, I have just recently started experimenting with AI agents, so I'm not there yet, but I have been learning quite a lot about it. And so the one thing that I saw someone was doing and executing really well was they literally automated their entire lead reach out process using AI agents. So what this particular agent did was, as soon as someone submitted a web form on their website, this agent reached out to them via call. By the way, call, it literally called the person, and then it conversed with the person to ensure that they qualified for the services that the business was offering. And then if it was a qualified person, then it would tag the particular lead with uh, with just a tag that says qualified, and then a real human could reach out to them. So it basically literally took out the middleman, or what you call a setter, um, just like that, right? So again, it's becoming very, very powerful. Now, of course, you do have to do some work, give it proper structures, and tell it properly what you want. But that's really how you teach a human things as well, right? If someone doesn't have a specific skill set, you will have to give them more information than you would have to give to an expert. So for instance, if someone comes to me and tells me to run Facebook ads for their product, I mean, that's all the information I need. I can do all of the rest of the stuff. But if you say go to someone who has no experience with Facebook ads, and then you tell them go run Facebook ads for this product, they will need much more information, right? They will need to know how to create a Facebook ad account, how to set up a Facebook ad campaign, what kind of ad creatives to create, what kind of sales copy to use in those, and all of that, right? So again, the information you have to supply changes based on changes based on the skill set of the person, or in this case AI, right? So John says, with AI I can fire my wife as the front office. John, trust me, you wouldn't want to do that. Telling you from experience. Keep your wife as the front office. Besides, she'll bring more business anyway. But anyway, so that's how you work on creating your deliverables. Again, I'm not recommending you use AI just on its own, but certainly use it to make your life easier, right? Moving on to step number 5, launching and scaling your Facebook ads campaign. So now I am actually going to dive into the process. So you'll see it on the screen as I go through it. But the first thing that you want to do is, first you want to create an account on Facebook Ads Manager. Now, of course, I am not going to go into the nitty-gritty details of setting up a Facebook Ads account and then integrating your Facebook Pixel conversions API and all of that stuff, because I think it's going to get a little too specific. And we really don't have the kind of time for that either. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I run my Facebook ads campaign, how I create my Facebook ads creatives, and how I sort of do my research before creating the ads as well. And then you can take this framework and apply it across any product that you want to sell. It could be physical as well, doesn't have to be limited to digital products. And again, I'm going to show you pretty incredible usage of AI to achieve this as well. So to be very honest, creating a campaign on, or creating an ad campaign on Facebook is pretty easy. All you have to do is click on this create button, buying type, auction, and then you will choose the campaign objective. Since our objective is to get more sales, that's what we're going to run with. If I was doing a lead generation thing, I would go for more leads, but my goal would be sales. It always has been, especially with self-liquidating offers. I don't really want to collect emails. I want to collect money, and for that, sales is the best objective to run with. Then you click on continue, and it's gonna give you the ability to go for Advantage Plus shopping campaign, which is not something I recommend. Just go and set up a manual sales campaign, right? Click on continue. Now you give your campaign a name. So, my new product or whatever. And then you declare the special ad categories. Now, none of these categories apply to. So, I'm just going to leave this. Then buying type is auction, sales campaign objective is fine. I do not want to enable Advantage Plus. Can I zoom in? I can. I'm not sure if that's going to help. Is this any better, Sandeep? Let me know before I move on. Okay, great. Okay. So, Advantage Plus catalog ads, you don't really need to touch this. Advantage campaign budget, you turn this on. And what this does is it will automatically assign the budget onto the highest performing ads. So you don't really have to come in and, take a look at the ads yourself and then give them the budget, right? So turn this on, set your daily budget, and then scroll down. This is all, there's nothing more in here. So now you move on to the next thing, which is the ad set. So by the way, there are 3 tiers to an ad in Facebook. At the highest level, you have the campaign. A level next to that is ad sets. And then the last level is the ad itself. On the campaign level, you really only just define the budget. On the ad set level, you will also define the targeting and the conversion tracking objective. Basically how you tell Facebook that, hey, this is the goal that I'm trying to achieve. All right. So You can name your ad set whatever you'd like. Now, I typically do not name it my first ad. I have a process of actually testing out, a whole host of creatives. So what I do is I create like concepts, and then based on those concepts, I give every single concept a name. So typically, my ad set name looks like this: test number one, and then what kind of concept or what kind of creative I'm using. So if it's an AI image, you type in that, and then I'll say, I don't know, building an online business, if that's the concept that I'm going for, right? This basically helps me keep track of the concepts that I have already tested, and um, give me a better idea. Then in terms of conversion location, it is going to be a website, because that's where we're driving the sales for. And then once you have your pixel and conversions API integrated, which is very easy to do with system, by the way. So if you use system, it's pretty easy to do. I'm of course not going to dive into that, because then this is going to get too lengthy. And then our performance goal is going to be maximize number of conversions. So this will basically allow us to get as many number of sales as we can, instead of maximizing the value of the conversion, which will basically mean that the ad will show to lesser people, but with higher intent people, I'm guessing. I've never tried it. I don't recommend trying it either. Just stick with that. The data set is basically conversions API in pixels that you're going to use. So once you have that integrated, you will see it here. You can select it in here, and then it's going to ask you for the conversion event that you're going to optimize for this. So this is going to be basically purchase. So just to explain it a little more clearly, the data set is basically the pixel or the conversion API integration that basically sends the data back to Facebook about every single person that's visiting your website. Then the conversion event is the event that you would like Facebook to optimize your creative for, right? So every time someone purchases, it's going to send the data back to Facebook, and it's going to tell that, hey, this person purchased this product. Take a look at all the interests they have, and then find more people with these interests. And that's why we select this particular conversion event, right? So that's done. Dynamic creative, I used to use this, but I don't use this anymore because it's going away any soon, and it's been replaced with a new feature that I will show you in just a minute. And then budget and schedule, you can, like, I never really touch this. I pretty much always launch my ads instantly. So, and I never set an end date either. Neither do I set any spending limits or budget scheduling. Now, in terms of locations, what I have seen is that even though with digital products you can target the entire world, I highly recommend that you only target tier 1 countries. So America, or United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and what else? But yeah, like 5-6 countries that are tier 1 that speak English. That's typically what I target, because especially when I'm launching a new campaign, because otherwise it drives so much crap traffic that there's nothing to optimize for Facebook, right? So run with that. So to add audiences, all you have to do is just type in the country names. And again, if you are like running for a local business, just search your nearby radius. But again, I'm really teaching you how to run an online business here, so I'm showing you according to that. So I'll just add United States, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and what else? Australia. What else? United States, New Zealand, United Kingdom, Canada. Yep, let's start. And so 5 to 6 tier 1 countries is all I'm going to add in here. And then moving on, no need to touch the advantage plus audience. and our ad set does not include ads related to financial products and services. Advantage plus placements is fine, leave that as is. And then it's gonna suggest you any ads that you already have running. I'm not gonna import anything, but now I'm gonna click on the next button, and now this is gonna bring us to um, a new sales, or the ad level. Basically, this is where we basically upload our creative. Now the strategy that I follow for creative testing is 3-2-2. And what that means is, with Facebook, it gives you the ability to upload multiple creatives, and then it gives you the ability to add description as well as a headline, right? So I'm going to show you that in a minute. But before I do that, I would also like to walk you through my research process that I go through typically before I create an ad. Now, well, to be very honest, I have a spreadsheet where I keep it organized. So if you come through here, you will see, I basically dive deep into what kind of market desires there are that people want, and then which features it connects to, then avatars and creative roadmap and all of this stuff. So I really have it, systemized. But assuming that you're a complete newbie, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your product, and I want you to just Google the main thing that it does, right? So if you have, for instance, say a let's just assume for that we're using Content Gorilla, right? We're creating an ad for Content Gorilla. What I'm going to do is, I know that Content Gorilla allows users to convert videos into blog posts. I also know it allows you to use AI to write content. And then I also know that it helps with SEO optimization of content. So these are the three things that I can search for on Google and see what other tools are helping users do that. And then what I can do is I can search for that in the Facebook ads library and see if they are running any ads. If not, I can just go through their sales copy and their sales material and sort of come up with hooks that I can try in my own ads. So let's see. Let's go with YouTube video to blog post. Right. So there you have it. We now have a few tools that do the same thing as our tool, Content Gorilla. Instantly convert videos into powerful blog articles. So right off the bat, right there, I have my first hook. Right now, this is where I actually go in and start creating ads. But before I do that, I'd also like to go to Facebook ads library. So just Google search ads library and it will automatically take you there. Then what you can do in here is you can, I'll just put it to all. And then what you can do is you can, all ads, search for these particular brands and see what kind of ads they are running. So let's see if there's anything called video to blog. There is, but I'm not hopeful there will be any ads there running. They aren't. What else? So let's say I know one of our competitors is Surfer, and I think maybe they would be running some ads. So Surfer SEO. And now, as you can see, I can look at their ads and take inspiration off of this, right? So see, this also looks like a good ad to me. So I can just sort of open this, I guess. Not really, it's going somewhere else, but this will give me the idea of what kind of content they're using, right? So they're creative. If you guys can see this, says, where did it go? Okay, 1 second. Jeez. What is that? Yeah, this one. So auto optimize, boost your content score instantly. That sounds like a good hook as well, right? So what I do now is I have like completely fired my art creative designer because this app allows me to do literally the same thing for $8 a month. So again, if you still think that AI can't replace you in the coming future, trust me, you are, in for a surprise. So what I would typically do here is I will just write a very simple prompt. So I will just say a Facebook ad for a software called Content Gorilla. The headline says, what was the hook? Auto optimize, boost your content score instantly. Auto optimize, boost your content score instantly. And they have this pretty cool feature called magic prompt, which basically automatically takes this prompt and it automatically makes it into a prompt that would get me good results. And then I can also select a color palette. Since Content Gorilla is more so towards the bluer, I'll go with that. And then I'm just gonna hit the generate button. Give it a minute to create the creatives. John asks, so we can use Content Gorilla to create the text to make videos on a software like Pictory.ai. I don't think you would be able to do that, John, because Content Gorilla is more a blog writing tool. It's not a tool that can help you prompting for videos, right? Because mostly the videos that you would typically use will not explain the scenery of the video. Instead, it's going to explain what's being talked about in the video itself and not the scenery. Taking a little longer than it usually does. It's at 80% now. Let's see. Taking quite a bit longer. Maybe it's my internet. Never say never. All righty. If it looks blurry, it's still loading, so it's blurry for me as well. Come on, load it up. All right, it's starting to load it. But as you can see, it's already done a pretty good job at creating this particular ad, right? So it has our title that we sent it to use. It even like created sort of like a website, so I can go ahead and download this and start running ads on it. Then I have something similar right here. Again, it has utilized a little too much of text here, so it's going to be a bit of gibberish. This one is still loading, so I can't really see much. Well, let's just download this, for instance. And with ideogram, the one thing that I really like is that if there's some creative that I love, I can like literally in one click remix and create more variations of that. I think the app itself is working a little too slow. Maybe they have a lot of load at this time. Typically, it's much faster. But yeah, so I'll just, use some creatives that I already have created. Uh, 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 Let me see. Yep. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna show you these creatives. So these were ads that I created earlier using ideogram, I think about a week ago. And so remember I told you that the strategy that I use is 3-2-2, 3 creatives, 2 primary texts, and 2 headlines. Now, the 3 creatives that I create, they are very similar to each other. So in terms of, there are just slight design differences. There is no difference in terms of the text itself. But as you can see, these are the 3 creatives that I'm gonna utilize typically, and it's very similar to each other. So once you have your creatives, you come back to the ads manager, and then you click on, let me just see, I hope I didn't miss anything. You name your ad and you select your Facebook page and Instagram account that you want to use. It's going to show you the list of all the pages that you have. So you select that, and then you create an ad. In terms of creative source, you click on the manual upload option, and then for the format, you use the flexible format. And in here now, it's gonna ask you to upload the media. So you can just click on add images and upload your images in. So I am just gonna, I'm not uploading it again. I'll just use these 3 just to show you. So, again, pretty similar images, not much difference except a little bit of design difference, as you see here as well. Nothing crazy that's changed. It's pretty similar. Then in terms of primary text, you are going to create 2 primary texts, and then you're going to create 2 headlines. So I'll just typically use ChatGPT to do this for me. If I come through to here, these are some variations that I created for Franken AI, another one of Neil's product that I run ads for. Well, let me see if I can find the content gorilla. Mm, mm, mm. Hmm. Let's see. Oh, One second, I'm just trying to find, or I mean, I'll just create a new chart and I'll show you how I do it. So I'll just typically ask it to, I have created this Facebook ad. Can you help me write 2 variations of primary text and 2 variations of head? Oh, actually, you can't see this. One second. Let me just change the screen share. Right. So typically, what I do is I go to ChatGPT, and then I ask it to help me write 2 variations of primary text and 2 variations of headline. And I'll just tell it that this ad is for Content Gorilla, because then it can, search in my uh, history of chats and then, go from there. So I'll just drag and drop the ad image, for example. Where did that go? 1 second. CG ads there, and then AI image creators or 25. Okay, so I'm just gonna send it the image and I'm gonna type in this text. I have created this Facebook ad. Can you help me write 2 variations of primary text and 2 variations of a headline for the ad itself? This ad is for Content Gorilla. Really, that's it. Now it's gonna do all the hard work for me. And again, I have been consistently using these texts that Facebook gives me, and it converts. So it really helps me shave quite a bit of time for, instead of me manually writing it. So all I have to do is just copy and paste it, and it does the job for me. So that's primary text number 1. Then I just click on the add text option. Oh, actually, you can't see it yet. Okay, I'm gonna share my Google Chrome now. Okay, so again, I just paste in the ChatGPT variation. Now, sometimes I, of course, prefer writing it myself, because I do think that I can still do a better job. But right now, let's run with this. And by the way, so ChatGPT is actually pretty efficient in terms of knowing the character count and all. So it does actually do a good job of staying within the character limits and all. But yeah, as you can see on the right, now this is how our ad is gonna look like. And now, by the way, I leave the description empty, because if I add this in, it's gonna create far too many variations of the ad as well, and that's not something that I want. Then finally, you enter in the sales page URL that you are willing to drive the traffic to. And then you can change the link that is displayed onto the ad itself. So this one right here. And then typically I turn off the Advantage Plus creative optimizations, because what this does is, for every single person, it will create a new and unique variation of the ad, which is not something that I want. And so I'll turn this off. I can change the call to action as well, but I have seen that learn more just works best. There are no event details for me to add in here, and my tracking is set as well. Now, in the URL parameters, I typically add high-ROS tracking code, but I'm assuming you don't have that, so you really don't need to worry about this anyway. But yeah, once all of this is done, let me just zoom out slightly. Once all of this is done, your ad is literally ready to go, and you just go in and click on the publish button, and it will send it to Facebook for reviewing. And that's really how simple it is. Now, what I typically do, what my process of testing ads typically looks like is, I'll just take you to one of my existing campaigns. So for instance, I'm running this campaign for Franken AI. And as you see here right now, I have 4 active ads. So again, these are just set up the way that I set it up right in front of you. And if I look at the stats on this for the last 7 days, it should also give me the high-ROS stats. Let me just reload it. Yeah, so with high-ROS, by the way, you will probably only see this, or you will probably not see this, because this is coming from our tracking. But basically, as you can see, I am looking at stats from the last 7 days, and I have 4 ads that are currently active. Typically, I do not recommend having any more than 4 to 5 ads. So, what you're going to do is you're going to go in and do some research, pick up some hooks from here that you can use, and, use ideogram to generate the images of it. And then you come back to your Facebook ad manager, launch start, give it 7 days to run. And if in 7 days it doesn't perform well, you can turn it off and, go about your day and create more ads. So every 7 day, what I try to do is aim to launch at least 2 to 3 new creatives so that I can keep on, generating much better results. So as you see here, over the last 7 days, this particular campaign has spent $400 and it has made roughly $1,500. So that's a 200% return on ad spend, right? So more than 200 actually. For 816, that's actually 300%, sorry. So yeah, but that's about it. Like, this is like, you don't really have to do targeting or anything anymore. You just define the countries and Facebook literally handles everything else for you. You don't have to do anything at all. It finds you the audience, it finds you the ideal buyers, and they go and purchase your product. Like, really, that's how simple it is. Now, the only thing that is, of course, that will of course increase your chances of getting to a good ad, or getting to an ad that really returns promising results, is the fact that how many creatives you create. I would recommend create at least 3 new ad creatives every single week for your product, and then publish them live. Every 7 days, come into your ads manager, turn off anything that is not working. So as you see, since we define the budget on the campaign level, as you see, the daily budget on this one is $80, and on this one, it's on Content Gorilla, it's about $200. And it will automatically assign the budget based on the ads that are performing the best. So you don't have to touch the budget of each and in every individual ad that you have, right? That's why we use the Advantage Plus campaign budget. But yeah, this is pretty much it. This is like how simple it is to go about creating your Facebook ads and actually getting them through to work for you. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat and I will now start getting back to all of you. Sandeep asks, why not create creatives more frequently instead of 2 to 3 per week? So very good question, by the way, Sandeep. I do not, what I'm trying to do with publishing new creatives is, my goal is to beat the one that is performing the best, right? And if the creatives that I'm publishing are not doing that, because the more you produce, the worse the quality gets, right? You can't really do very high quality creatives, and because it will take quite a bit of research on what's working, what's not working, to actually know and then create the creatives. And then secondly, depending upon your budget, if you are spending less than say $100 per day on a campaign, it will have a hard time assigning the budget to any more than that. I would never recommend that you have more than 5 ads at sets active in a campaign at a given time, because otherwise it's just gonna crash Facebook and it's not gonna perform that well. That's basically the major reason why 2 to 3 creatives per week is plenty. And of course, the goal for you should be to basically beat your cost per purchase. So if you see here, cost per result, this particular ad is getting a sales for just $19 a pop. And these two ads, they haven't really taken any spend in the last 7 days, which means that Facebook doesn't really like these ads. It's not consumer friendly. For Facebook, the highest priority is to give the users on Facebook a better experience, and these two are not helping that cause. So I can just go ahead and turn these ads off, because doesn't matter what I do, even if I go in and force these ads to spend the money, it's not going to give me the results that I'm looking for anyway. So I trust Facebook with that, and I leave that. Now, in terms of looking at this particular ad, as you can see, it has spent $200, and it has only resulted in one purchase. So that's like $200 per purchase. So I will go ahead and turn this ad off as well. The goal for me to beat right now is this $20 per purchase that I'm already getting, right? And then one other thing that I really also sometimes take into consideration is the frequency of the ad. So the frequency basically means how many times a particular person is seeing this ad. So 1.65 means that one person is seeing this ad 1.6 times, but I'm not entirely sure how to explain this, but this basically is how often your ad is delivering to the same audience, right? And so the lower the frequency, that means that the ad has the ability to go to much broader of an audience. Now, of course, that is also directly proportional to the amount of ad spend it's getting. There is no point of an ad that's getting 0.55 cents in the last 7 days to have a frequency of 1. Ideally, you're looking, the best performing ads that we have typically are in the range of, where did that go? Frequency. Yeah. So typically the best performing ads that we have are in the range of 1.4, 1.5. Now, there will be some ads that are going to be at a much higher spend. And so in that case, or much higher frequency, in that case, only turn it off if it's not delivering the results that you're looking for or the cost per result that you're looking for. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Again, guys, if you have any questions, do let me know. I did set a budget. So the budget that I set was at the campaign level. So as you see here, this was the campaign that I just set up. And Sandeep, this is the daily budget that I can customize from here. It is not going to spend more than this money in a day, or maybe it would go like $2-3 over it, but that's about the max limit. So yeah, Facebook won't really spend any more than this. Maybe like $2, $3, $5 more, but nothing above that. Now I'll just turn this off because I don't want two campaigns for Content Gorilla running simultaneously. But yeah, you guys get the idea now. So if you have any questions, let me know. If not, we'll move on. All right. So, well, I have basically shown you now the entire process. And if you are interested in learning everything that I've taught today, so, the entire 5-step process, if I just scroll back here, the entire process of creating your winning offer, your winning funnel, and then validating your offer, and then creating your deliverables, and then launching and scaling your Facebook ads campaign. If you want literally a step-by-step breakdown for this, I have something exclusive for you, and that's my program called Build Alone. Now, I know some of you that are on this session are already inside it, so please do not purchase again. You already have access to it. And let me just quickly show you through for those of you that may be interested. I'll also drop you the link. But what I'm doing is I'm running an exclusive offer here where only on this session you can enroll into the program for 197. After this call is over, I will be publishing this replay onto my YouTube, but the price will be 297 after that. And so this particular program contains a, literally a breakdown of every single thing that I have just shown you. And I'll log into the members area and show you what all it contains as well. So let me just go through to, it's been a while. Yeah, courses. So inside the Build Alone course, as you can see here, we have 4 phases, and inside each of this, I basically give you literally every single thing that the entire process that I just showed you. I have it in complete detail. So inside phase 1, I show you how to come up with the idea for your course or your digital product. Then I show you how you can narrow down to one idea that can really work. Then I also go over in much more detail how you can use others' ideas or expertise to create the product. And that's basically the same strategy. The same strategy that I just showed you, with the getting the experts on YouTube to create your marketing and then your product. And then I go into a whole host of things in here. So I teach you about the hook. I teach you about how to write the hook for your offer. I teach you how to name your product, how to create your logo using AI. And this is literally like a over the shoulder thing where you can dive in and literally work with me. Besides that, you also I also go very in depth into how you decide what the deliverables for your product would be, how you create an irresistible offer. So right now what I taught or showed you was a basic level structure of an offer, but in this training I go in depth into that. And then I even show you how to write your sales letters using AI. And even like the results are pretty incredible, and it takes less than 30 minutes. Then I also explain funnels and how you can use it. Then we go into phase number 2, which is building the offer itself. So I'll I tell you to use system, and then how to design the sales pages, set up the members area, set up the products and prices, and all of that kind of stuff. And then how you actually validate your offer, or dry test it, as I like to call it. And then with the Facebook Business Manager, even I go into a whole host of depths that I haven't covered today. So I show you or tell you or explain to you how the Facebook Business Manager works. I show you how to set up the entire thing. I show you how to integrate Facebook with system so that you can connect and send the data back to Facebook to optimize for purchases. Then the Facebook ad strategy that I just showed you, 3-2-2 structure, and how I utilize it. That's covered in depth in this as well. Then again, how you create or how I create my image creatives using AI, similarly to how I showed you, that's covered in detail inside this. And then finally launching first Facebook ad, and then launching your first Facebook video ad. And then finally, I also go in depth over how you can analyze your ad stats to ensure that you turn off the losers and scale the winners. Then phase 3 is creating the deliverables. So in this section, I show you how you can create, or how you decide if you want to create an ebook or a video course. Then if you want to record on camera videos, I go into that as well, and how you can record, what sort of software you can use, what tools I use myself, and all of that good stuff. Then I go into screen recording and just direct camera recording as well. And by the way, you don't need any fancy equipment for this. You can use your webcam or your mobile phone. How to structure your ebook. If you're writing an ebook, I show you how to structure that using AI, and then how to use AI to write the ebook itself. And then of course you can go ahead and improve it based on how you would like it to be. And then lastly, I go over how you can improvise your initial funnel. Now, over the next few weeks, I have quite a bit of plans on adding a lot more stuff in here as well. So, everyone that's in the WhatsApp community that you get access to gets access to much more top tier things. So I've given access to the split tests that I run, for instance. And again, quite a few things that I just don't remember off the top of my head. But Peter here is in our WhatsApp community as well, so he can confirm in the chat. I think John is in the Build Alone program as well, and but he's not in the community because he doesn't use WhatsApp. He's too cool for that. But yeah, so Eric asks if there are any episodes after, or it's just the 197. So Eric, there is an upsell, but it's a sort of a done for you thing where I basically help you create your ads. And if that's not what you want, then you can just skip it. Like, it's not anything essential. Everything that I'm showing you right now on my screen is accessible with the purchase today. But yeah, this is all you get with the Build Alone program. And then I think, a few more bonuses that go along with it. So I give you the sales page templates that you can swipe from me. And John is finally interested in joining the WhatsApp community now. Then you have the pre-written high converting VSL templates, and I show you how to create faceless AI videos that you can use as well. And then using AI to create the ebook video course is in the members area as well, like I showed you. Then I also give you my winning ads, and then the AI image engine that I just showed you. And then you also get access to Chat Gorilla, by the way, which basically is a Chat GPT alternative. And then I also show you how you can run ads if you have a banned Facebook account. That's a bonus as well. So again, all of this is included. If you are already in the Build Alone community and members area, please do not purchase this again. If you're not, now may be a good time for you to get in, because after this call I will increase the price to 297. Here's the link for you one more time in the chat box, or if you'd like to type it, you can just type in buildalone.com/order. And yeah, that's about it. Any questions, guys? Otherwise, I'll close this off and we all can go about having a good day. I am guessing no one has any questions. By the way, John, to join the WhatsApp community, I think you will have to go into the community we have here. And you can just navigate over to welcome, read this first. And then in here, just click on this link. So that way you can join the WhatsApp community as well. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming here today. I hope you got to learn something new, and I was able to break some beliefs and perhaps help you start your own online business or digital business in 2025. Have a lovely day. And again, if you're on the fence for the Build Alone program, make sure you jump in and get in, because in about 10 to 15 minutes after this call ends, I will increase the price to 297. Thank you, Jan, so much. I love your kind words. You are always very thorough. I try my best to explain as best as I can. John says, thank you. You did a fine job in training on this complex subject. Appreciate it, John. Hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you for joining me today. And that's about it for this session. I will probably send out a replay to everyone, so you can watch this later again. And I'll also probably put it up on my YouTube channel for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Have a good day, rest of the day, and I will see you around soon. Bye bye, guys.